Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel, JB's Crochet. I'm Amber, and today's Fri-yay. Trying to get my camera thing to work, but I lost my phone on here. Oh no! Gotta reconnect it. Hold on a sec. Pair device. Open settings. Why do I need to go there? Permission to access your local networks. Okay. I should. Cancel. I gotta local network. There we go. Camo Studio got turned off for some reason. Good morning, BB and Mary Ann, Lisa, Steven, Melissa G. Good morning. All right, let's see. Shouldn't need this anymore. Maybe. Pixel 10. All right, there we go. There we go. I tried to get this done before I came on here, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. It's Friday, right? Okay. I am going to be working on this blankie. I got a frog back this whole side because I haven't worked on this in so long that I obviously couldn't remember how I did it. So I was doing the wrong number of stitches together in my cluster. I was doing 3 instead of 4. So, and then not that one. I need this one. Let's see. Oh, my camera went to sleep. Oh, okay, never mind. I gotta add it on here. Extra camera. All right, and we may have to adjust the angle a little bit. All right, let's try this. All right, so I need to be right about here. Only thing is trying to keep this on my desk is going to be a pain. I'm going to try and go a little bit right here and see if that helps. This blanket just wants to fall off my lap. I can't see what I'm doing. I have a camera in my way. I have a phone in my way. Could you just come out? Thank you. Good morning, Valerie. I can't, like literally, I wish it would stay awake so I could actually see through the phone. And the tutorial for this blanket is on my channel. It's called the Cross Pop. I kept calling it the Diamond Pop in my head yesterday. I'm like, this. And then when I went to look for it on my channel, it's the Cross Pop. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, thank you, Melissa. It's helpful seeing it on the screen because I don't have to look like down at my hands, but I can look at the screen and I know those are my hands. I wanted to play with this to see if I needed to get a different camera holder or if this one would work to do tutorials like this where you can actually see my work and I don't have to tilt my work like this. And I can keep looking up at you guys. This is awesome. Oh, Mary, and I hope you get your teeth fixed. Oh, I hope they're feeling better or you're getting them fixed. I hope some miracle person came along and helped you get dental work done. Eric R., good morning. I know, isn't this mandala gradient just amazing? Now, if you look at it on my screen where you can see me, it is definitely, you know, not ombreing perfectly the bigger it gets, but that's okay. 26 degrees. Oof. Let's see how cold it is here. It is, oh, hold on. We're warmer than you. It's 35 degrees here. That's what that top number up there is the degrees. I'm warmer than Florida. That's crazy. But we were talking the other day that the tornado alley has moved, so our weather patterns have shifted a little bit in the world. So, you know, it's not too shocking to me that other areas of the country are experiencing weather that's not necessarily normal to them. So, oh, I tried to split the yarn. Ah! No, come back. Save it. I think I saved it. I think I saved it. 22 degrees. I'm still warmer than you. Yeah, and that's what's funny about my temperature currently is my high for the day. So I've literally hit my high before it's even the sun's up. We're supposed to have I think we're supposed to get some precipitation today. So if we look on here, yeah, look, feels like 25, it says. I don't know why they need to put that on there. It's cold. So oh no, that's today. So see how we're expecting snow, I guess, today. I thought, yeah, barely half an inch. Not barely, like a quarter of an inch, y'all. It's not going to snow much. It's not going to snow much. I need to move it. Oops, sorry, I just bumped it. I need to move it over just a smidge. So I can have it comfortably in front of me because I'm like holding it in front of the camera. I don't like the cold either. Why is my throat not clearing? I need to take a drink. I need coffee. It's so weird. Like my hands are down here, but like I'm watching them on the screen. But in the middle of a week in the 80s, 82 today. It's crazy. I know Mama Swift was saying it was like almost 90 degrees for her the other day. Goodness gracious, it's the winter. Okay, I made coffee this morning, but I used a different creamer in hopes that it would taste better. Or I was experimenting to see if it would taste better. Good morning, Miguel. Is it red or hot pink? It is hot pink. Oh my goodness. This camera being in front of me like this, I'm not, I keep bumping it. Sorry. I apologize if I'm making anybody dizzy. The only downfall to working on this is the edge of my desk is literally right here. And so the blanket is like falling. Like I'm having to use my arms over here to keep it up. I'm resting my wrists. Good morning, Kimberly. You're in the bushes while you get ready for an appointment. All right. Yeah, this is have you done the cross pop, Melissa, or did you do the diamond one? I can't remember. I know you did one of my blankets last year. Y'all, I've had 2 sales already in the first 24 hours of my Etsy shop. 2. That's awesome. One was awesome, and then I got a second one. So and you know what? I actually decided to work on my Across the Twisted Plains and continue it. I just got to make sure I have enough yarn to finish it. I need to see how many steel blues I have up in my stash. Otherwise, I need to start making trips to Walmart and collecting them so I can make it bigger. You thought it was Diva Pink? Well, it almost is, but I'm pulling from the outside of the cake, the mandala gradient cake. So this is the cake, up close and personal. I'm pulling from the outside, the really dark stuff. So as I make the blanket, I go in, out, in, out, in, out. You made the cross pop. So this one, I lost my yarn. Lost my stitch. I'm gonna start it over. Come on. This is really difficult to work on. I want to be able to show you guys, but in order to do it, I need to move the camera back even further. Let me see if I can move it back a little further. I know. I love the gradients. All right, I'm going to turn the camera off real quick so that way it doesn't get you guys too dizzy. I'm going to try and put it where I can comfortably sit here, maybe. But this thing's going to be right in my face. All right. Let's see. I think that's a little better. I accidentally double-clicked it, sorry. All right, I think that's better. You like these colors? Good morning, Debbie. I like the colors a little better now, too. I'm still using the screen because it's literally covering my hands. I can't see my hands. I haven't heard that, Steven. That's going to be all these stores that have stopped selling yarn. Like Joann's going out of business. If Walmart does, then my gosh. I do not, y'all. Gosh, I'm I don't know if it makes me old school or what, but I do not care to order online as much as I do to shop in person. Good morning, Mandy. I'm literally, so I have a question for you guys. On my poncho that I'm making, it has these cross double crochets, but I do them slightly differently. But when you come back around to work into them, I tell you to go in between the two double crochets that create the cross. And I say you may need to use your fingers to spread it out to find the center. Does that make sense? That's how I explained on the space on where to put it. It's probably hard to see with this dark pink yarn right now. You get yarn from Walmart, but not in person. That's funny. Yeah, I prefer to shop in person. I'm not even bumping you. What the heck? I need to get a stiffer one. So I like doing this, but I may need to get a different arm. Like, because this one bounces if you just barely touch it. Good morning, Frizzy and Fran. Did I miss? You can only buy yarn online. Well, I mean, if that's, what you're used to, then that's different. But I just, because I have had the blessing ability to buy in person, I don't like to, and not just yarn, I like, I would much rather buy, see, this is the issue with doing this where I can't see it, is the yarn when it splits. Even clothes, books. I found a book that I have in my wish list on Amazon. I happened to see that Barnes & Nobles carried it in stock when I was at Barnes & Nobles the other day, just to see what books they had in stock for crochet. And they had the Monsters one that is the same author as the Crochet Creatures of Myth and Legend, and then the Crochet Impkins, the monster ones. The Megan Latt, I think is her name. I found that book there, and I happened to flip through it, and I went, I actually want to buy this book. But I looked online on Amazon. In the store, the book cost $35 or something like that, $33.95 or $34.95. I can't remember which one it was, but online it was like $3 to $4 cheaper on Amazon. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna order the book off Amazon. Possibly. I haven't yet, but I forgot about it. But if I were to buy the book, which I'm more likely to buy it now because I've seen it in person, I would buy it on Amazon because it's a few dollars cheaper. So oh no, I get that. Oh, that's right. You're in Brazil. That is so cool. Oopsies. Oopsies poopsies. Yeah. 10:49. So you are 3 hours ahead of me. Right? Even though you're almost directly south of me. Not directly, but I don't know my geography that well, but I feel like I know Brazil is on, correct me if I'm wrong, is Brazil on the east side, eastern area or western area of South America? Yeah, Cami, yeah, I like to buy books used as well. There's an online store that I don't know if you would have access to, but you may try it. You might be able to get books from it, but it's called thriftbooks.com. And you can find, you know, books that are fairly new prints and a lot cheaper. Good morning, Sassy Mary. You're almost all over. I have to admit, I like this setup. And see, I keep bumping this. I don't think there's any easier way to do this without bumping it, unless I've been really cognizant of it. But I do like this a lot. I don't think I'm going to make it around one round because I was hoping, I'm already way past 20 minutes at this point, but I was hoping to do, and I completely forgot about it again until just now, but I was hoping to do like a 20-minute segments where I worked on one project for 20 minutes and then I flipped to another one. Kind of like how Mishi does on her Saturday Live. But I was going to do it just me. I mean, if you guys wanted to participate, that'd be fine too. But, you know. Good morning, Knickknacks. Right. I kind of knew that, Cammie, but I didn't realize that, to be honest, how big it was. I knew Brazil was a pretty decent sized country. I just couldn't remember. Good morning, Mama Swift. Good morning, Trisha. So I'm putting some work in on my cross pop blanket. This is a blanket design on my channel. I need to figure out a way to bring them back out so that they can get new traction, because I don't think they're getting much for views right now anymore. You're sewing in ends. Knickknacks is Debbie. Look at that. I keep doing that, finishing the double crochet when I shouldn't be. I'm kind of ready to get rid of this. Y'all, I have to admit, I love this color of pink. This really bright, hot pink, fuchsia, whatever. This really bright pink. But it gets hard on my eyes. Like it like tires them out or something. I don't know. It's hard to explain the feeling I get. Good morning, Andrea. I will say it's a bit weird, but I've quickly accustomed. No, I've quickly, what's the word I'm trying to figure out here, where I've quickly adapted to this setup where I'm literally being able to look at the screen and talk to you guys while I do this. Now, every once in a while, I do split the yarn and have to look underneath the camera because it's hard for some reason for my brain to get wrapped around fixing it on the camera. Knickknacks is Debbie. Knickknacks is Debbie. Knickknacks is Debbie. I've heard if you say it a few times, it, you know, helps you to put it away in the memory box. We'll see. Let's see. Come next Monday, if you're on here, I'll see if I remember your Debbie. Thinking about doing a live stream too. You guys are inspiring me. Well, that's awesome, Cammie. Love that. Good morning, Monique. We would, trust me when I say this community is awesome, Cammie, we would all come and try and support you as best we could. As, you know, depending on the time and all that. But don't schedule it on our behalf. You know, schedule it obviously when it works best for you. So if we can be there, we can be there. But trust me when I say that we are very supportive and we'll find a way to come help you not feel so lonely. Good morning, Frizzy. I don't remember if I said good morning to you. Ugh, my yarn fell on its side, so now it's rolling instead of, ouch, pulling up. There we go. I'm going to get to the corner, and then I think I'm going to pull out my next project because I've gone way over my time of 20 minutes. So we'll change it up. At 8 o'clock, I will flip over. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. You know you'd miss it, Melissa, so listen away. Tell him to talk yarn, and he'll have your full attention. How much yarn he's gonna go buy you today, you know? Well, that's just it, Cami. I hope you don't mind me calling you Cami, because I've noticed that others have had a hard time saying your name, and I don't do names well. So, yeah. All right, I gotta figure out how I go about this next part here. Okay, so I have 2 sets of 2 double crochets here, and it's a one round repeat. So it looks like I just put, well, something went wrong here. I think, maybe not. Yeah, something's not right here because I have my clusters in the one before the corner, and for some reason that would give me 2 clusters in a row. Hold on, let me look at this for a second. Yeah, like it goes cluster and then corner. Like I should be doing a cross stitch right there. Oh, you know what? I know what I did. I messed up on that round. So that should be a cluster, and I put 2 double crochets right there. Y'all, instead of frogging this out, we're just gonna keep going with the pattern. It's just gonna be a little oopsie poopsie right there. I mean, I would have to frog out the entire side that I just finished and this side again on this area, which isn't a ton of work, but honestly, I just want to be done with this thing. All right, so then there's a cluster here. I still feel like I'm covering up my work. I don't know how to do this without being uncomfortable and doing tutorials where you can see it. All right, and then I do 2 into here. So there, I fixed the corner. It's my son that's always interrupts you. He did. Oh, okay. He's forgiven. He's forgiven. Well, if it was a different coffee place, then I would give him full forgiveness. But I don't do Starbucks for personal reasons. But hey, I will forgive him because he brought you coffee. Period. No matter where it came from. What type of items do you make? Yes, you speak Portuguese, English, and Spanish. Oh, Portuguese. That's so cool. Yeah, so I fixed the corner. It's, you know, it's not like the rest of them, but whatever. It's all right. Shh, don't tell anybody. All right. Sorry. I bumped it with my chin. There going to put one of my Kimberly Otterson stitch markers on here. I make stitch markers, but y'all, when I show off Kimberly's, y'all, these stitch markers are amazing. These beads right here, these are handmade by her. They're paper beads. And then she puts these little charms and little crystal beads on there. But these are paper beads that she hand makes. Exactly, Melissa. That's what I was saying. I can forgive him because he thought of you to bring you a coffee. Now, we just need to work on where he gets it from. Good morning, Grammy Vita. Well, I'm not going to put a stitch marker there. I don't need to see it again. Hamilton Book is the name of the website Russ used to buy brand new books for cheap. Cool. Okay, I'm going to put this one down. You get to see my pretty hippie pants there. All right. Okay, so the next one I'm going to bring out is my new blanket pattern that I put on Etsy. Well, it's not new. I put it out. I created this thing. Actually, this is one of my stitch markers that I made. That's one of my stitch markers that I made. I don't know why I would make it with a bee. There's some other book places too. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but Thrift Books is the one place I go to. All right, we're gonna move that out of the way. And I'm gonna try and bring this over here. So this is using, I lost my spot, where'd it go? This is also using the mandala gradients. This is the steel blue that I was referring to earlier. So this is called Across the Twisted Plains. I've decided to continue going with it. I don't know why, but I just was like, you know what? I've got a good thickness going on it already. And to finish this cake that I'm on currently, I was like, I need to go through it, you know, I need to put work on it anyway. So I was like, let's just go ahead and do that. I gotta pull up. Actually, I don't need to do it on there. I think it's in here. Across the Twisted Plains. I gotta bring up my patterns so I can remember how to do this. Goodreads, I've heard of that too. I don't know that I've used it. So. I think I like the coffee a little better this morning. All right, so I did a row of half double crochets. So now I'm gonna do the bead stitch. One of my favorite new stitches. See, I've been using the bead stitch in my work for a while now. So the Busy Bee blanket that I have out has this stitch in it too. Oh, nice. Goodreads has used books. I did not realize that. All right, so row 3. So for those of you interested in stacked single crochets, I'm gonna give you a little quick tutorial here. This is how I do it. I've turned my work. I haven't chained. I just go into the first stitch. I pull up my loop like a single crochet and do a single crochet. And then you're gonna see there's like a V, an upside down V. You're gonna go under the left. Can't see it really well because my hold on. Let me insert it and then I'll show you. Okay, so you're gonna go under the left leg of the V, of the left bar, so to speak, and you're gonna pull up another loop. So you're gonna have a V going the right way. 2 loops on your hook. And then you just yarn over and go through those 2. And that right there, it gives you a straighter edge. And you don't get those chain bumps that you get, you know, when you chain up to get your height, and then you don't get the chain gap from the chain 3 to get the double crochet. All right, so I'm doing a bead stitch, so I need to remember. Okay, I go right into the next one. So bead stitch, you just double crochet. I feel like my camera's glitchy, so it doesn't show me very smoothly what I'm doing. So bead stitch, I've done my double crochet. You yarn over, you go between, or go, like basically you go around the double crochet post, you pull up a loop, and you do that 3 more times. So you do it for a total of 4 times. 2, 3, and 4. And then you can't see it because this yarn is super thick, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches on your hook. You're going to pull through all but the last one. So you're going to pull through and try to come out before that last one. So then you have 2 loops on your hook. You yarn over. Make sure that's a little bit loose so you can come up over the top and go through those last 2 to finish your bead stitch. And there you go. And because, I don't know if you've seen this, but this stitch creates 2 stitches at the top. So this is your double crochet, your initial one right here, and then you have your double crochet that you just went around a bunch of times, and then this is that chain through to finish it. So you're going to have to skip. So the first double crochet, you can see it goes right here. You're going to have to skip this next one and do your bead into the next one. You always do chain 2. Thank you, Erica. Onomatopoeia. UAU. Good morning, Steffi. All right, so I think I just do the bead stitch all the way across with nothing in between it. Yep. All right, so I just skip over that one stitch and then I just continue doing bead stitches. But this is not a tutorial for this blanket. It's just a bead stitch I was showing you. Whew. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to accomplish that without looking down at it. I haven't heard from her in a while. I'll have to see if she's been on Camille's lives. I haven't heard from her. 5, okay. 6, 7, and then 8, 9. Another way to do the bead stitch is to count as you yarn over. So like, you love that we have a JB and a frizzy bee, yeah. So yarn over, pull the loop, that's 3, yarn over, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that gives you your 9 loops. So each yarn over was a loop, and that's what I was counting. And then you pull through. Oof, look at that. I don't know how I'm doing that, but it's skip one and go in here. This is quite interesting to do without actually looking down at it. I mean, I'm looking at it on the screen, but I'm not looking down at my hands. 3 and 4. Okay. I just know I'm up. I'm doing my live early, so a lot of people like to sleep in the morning, and that's fine. Some mornings I catch her, and some mornings I don't. And for like Rebecca, that's, you know, usually the same thing with her. We don't always catch her in the mornings. There she is. Speaking of the angel. We were just talking about Margaret. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. But I like to say angel, not the other one. Her ears were ringing. Is that what they say? Melissa was just asking about your well-being, Margaret. Those bees. I like how they're called the bead stitch with a d, bead. And it reminds me of a beehive. And so that's why I use it a lot, because of that. Well, good morning, Tank. No worries. We know that you're here in spirit, whether your internet allows you or not. No worries, Margaret. You are not late. Well, I don't like to call people the other one. You know, so you're an angel, regardless of how you feel about yourself, to me. You're all angels. You're all my angels. Oh my gosh, I almost have 40 people watching this morning. That's crazy. I love that. It's growing. What pattern is this, Tank? It is my Across the Twisted Plains that I've decided to finish as a blanket. So instead of turning this into a scarf, or thick scarf, I'm just going to keep going. I don't know. I got the hair up my butt to finally start finishing it. So I think on Fridays, I'm just going to pull these blankets out and just work a little bit on them at a time. And then there'll be days where I'm like, I don't want to work on it. There's going to be days that I'm going to be like, ooh, I really want to work on it. So I'll put a lot of time in on it. But I need to add Etsy to my description box. I haven't done that yet, but it is on my Etsy store. Let me go grab my Etsy link real quick. Etsy shop manager, copy link. I like that, Margaret. I wanted to stay in bed this morning too. Oh, sorry. I'm trying not to bump this phone. It's like right in front of me, so. Etsy store link. So if you guys haven't followed it yet, I would love to have you follow it, whether you buy from it or not, you know. But it's not a long process, but it takes a few minutes per pattern to put up there. So I think I'm just going to slowly put, you know, a pattern up there at a time, one a day or something. So I'm not just like inundating my store with a whole bunch of stuff at once, you know. One more wrap. And Camila is how do you want me to call you? Is Cami okay? Do you not like that? Because I know like some people don't like certain nicknames. So if it's not something you like, then please let me know. When you get a better signal, you'll buy it. And I had someone test it, so she is an experienced crocheter, but I wouldn't say that this is I want to be like one, you know, and be like, you know, anybody can make this if they really try to. But it's, I don't know. It's, I don't use easy stitches. Cami is okay. Good. Okay. 85 degrees. But I would definitely say you would need to be familiar with certain stitches to be able to do this. But I think I believe that most of you could do this. I believe you guys could do this if you tried. I am not that much, I don't make that complicated of stuff. I don't think. Yay! Melissa says that we get to do nothing today but crochet and be warm. And if you're crocheting a blanket, you'll be warm. As long as you haven't just started the blanket. Just starting the blanket, you're not going to be very warm. But if you're knees deep, elbows deep, whatever the saying is, into a blanket, then you'll be, you should be warm. I will say this camera being there is definitely slowing this bead stitch down a little bit. Because I don't have my 100% confidence. You know, when you can look directly at something and you know how to do it, that's why I'm able to do it as quickly as I am like this. But I'm still like, when I come through like this part right here, I'm like, ugh, I have to watch for the hook to come out in the camera there. Do just that. Exactly, Tank. Like, I don't want to call it an intermediate pattern, but yeah, I don't exactly use the most simple of stitches in this pattern. Like this bead stitch, it really isn't that bad. Like, you just are wrapping around that double crochet like this. You just do it a bunch of times where you have all those loops on your hook. Now, again, this is a very chunky, well, I wouldn't say very chunky. This is a 4-weight, but it's a thick 4-weight. Hence why I'm using this 6.5 millimeter hook with it. So it actually has some drape. But it calls for, let me get the ball band out real quick. So this is my next cake of yarn I'm going to use. This is the steel blue. Like I said, I might need to go get more from Walmart. Steel blue. It's a medium 4-weight, and it recommends a 5.5. I went up a whole hook size, 6.5. Oh, there you go, Tank. I answered your question. Can you crochet? Well, yeah. If you don't get your yarn wet, just float. Float on the water. Have somebody hand you the crochet stuff. Oh. Trying to start another bead stitch before I'm ready to. I know. Wouldn't that be awesome if we could crochet while in the pool but not get it wet? Oh, that's awesome and not awesome, all in the same sentence, Elisa. I love the gradients. Like, I have fallen in love with the Lion Brand mandalas and Premier Bloom. I just bought a bunch of Parfait Chunky and Premier Basics. Can anyone tell me, is the Premier, actually no. Is the Premier Basics in the regular skeins the same as the Premier Basics in the big 1 pound? Now, not the Just Yarn, the Premier Basics, because I needed black. Well, I didn't need it. I went ahead and ordered it because I wanted to, you know, when I order for a project, I order all the colors I need, whether I have it or not. Is it back and forth? Yes, it's a side to side. Yep. So when I get done with this row, I'll flip it and go back down again. Yeah, it's a side to side. I think it's so pretty. And I love it with this yarn because it just fades in and out like that. I like the ombre like this, the gradient better like this, side to side, than I do the cross pop where it's going around in a circle or a square. But oh my gosh, we were being silly yesterday or the other day, and we were talking about how temperatures were having tantrums if they were in the single digits. And then I was like, well, if the temperature's below 0, it has a negative attitude. It's being so silly. I said above 0, at least it's having a positive attitude, whether it's just single digits or not. But the temperatures below 0 are all negative attitudes. So anyway, what I was saying is I bought the Premier Basics in the colors that I needed to make a blanket. And then I was like, well, I want black too. And they were sold out of black in the regular skeins. And I happened to come across their bigger one. And it said Premier Basics, not the Just Yarn 1 pound one. And so I ordered one ball of that, one skein of that, whatever you want to call it. Sorry, this blanket. Since I picked it up and showed BB and all of you the blanket, it got readjusted on my lap, so it wants to fall off now. I feel like I need to zoom in a little bit. I'm going to try something. If it doesn't work, I'll just go back to this. I know, right? Instead of a dad joke, I was like, it's a mom joke. I was like, the temperature is below 0. They're having a negative attitude. There we go. Let's see. What do y'all think of this? Is it too close? I feel like it's too close now. We'll go back to this. Let's telephoto. Woo, that's too close. Yes, it is, BB. This pattern right here is the first one I put on Etsy, and so it keeps telling me I don't have enough pictures of it. So I think that's what's also pushing me to finish it, because I need more pictures of it in order to make it less at risk of not being seen, is what it's telling me. Like, it's at risk of being viewable because, or being found. I don't know, because it's, and I got to figure out how to put PDFs on Etsy where they're unlimited, because it tells me to put in a quantity. And so I put in 999. That's the highest you can go. So I was like, well, I wanted to, it's a PDF. It's unlimited. I think a digital file should be like whatever. So not that I plan on selling 999 PDFs of it anytime soon, because I don't think highly of myself and think that 999 people are going to buy my pattern. Not everybody's going to like this pattern. It's going to make a beautiful boggy blanket. Good morning. Yeah, I'd wonder how you could do this look of the draw style though, like, because I suppose so. So what I did is each stitch, special stitch, like you have the bead stitch, then you have the cable stitch here. I think it's just the bead stitch and the cable stitch. Oh, and then you've got this one right here, this drop down one, this extended one. But the bead stitch with the extended on top of it, you could do this section with one color, and then you could do your main, which is the half double crochet between the special stitches. I do a row of just stabilizing stitches between them. Melissa, I don't think highly of myself. How long have you known me? And you should know this. Like, my self-esteem is like sub-zero. Or maybe not sub-zero. Maybe it's in the single digits. It's low. I mean, I would love to sell 999 and then have to reset it again, but I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. And then, okay, so here's the thing. I'm not going to use Etsy to sell physical items. I don't want to deal with shipping and stuff with Etsy because, you know, they require everything to go through them and all that. And I'm like, doing the shipping labels and the cost of it and all that. I'm just going to do Ko-Fi as my physical item shop, which sucks though because, I don't know, Etsy is definitely the better place to put physical items, so that way people outside of my little community knows about it or would find it, kind of thing. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Ah! Sorry, my hook caught the phone when I was trying to fix this. Yeah, I know, Mandy. That's the mindset I want my kids to have too, and I want to have that too. But it's just it's hard to change old thinking habits like that. It really is hard. Hello, Sharon. That's awesome. You guys are definitely making me feel better about myself with this pattern. I mean, I like it too. I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty because I chose the right yarn. I'd be curious to see what it would be like in other kinds of yarn. Oh, I know it's still a couple weeks out, but for those of you that have channels and do lives and things, like Margaret and Marianne, I don't know if Marianne, she took off. Hello, Erin. The first week in February, I will not, the whole week, I will not be live. We are going on a family trip to Missouri. If you guys remember the reason why I went to Missouri the last time, you'll know where we're going. But we're actually going other places in Missouri as well, besides that town. We're going to go to like an indoor water park and things, kind of like a little spring winter break trip type thing. So that whole week is going to be open for people to go. Well, and it's always open no matter what, obviously. You guys go live when you need to go live. But that week, I won't be here. So you're going to have to go through a whole week, like a spring break without me. It's going to hurt my channel because I don't have content up for people to watch while I'm gone. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I might try to record some stuff maybe just so that way you guys have something to watch. Because, you know, if I take a whole week off, the whole, you know, searchability and things. I know, Sharon. And yes, I know that. I know that he loves me and he created me. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in, you know, in his image, but it's my human flesh. So that's awesome, Cammie. It's only been a week since she started. What are you to do? I don't know. That's why I said I need to, if you guys want, I might try to do recorded videos. It won't be very long because when I'm sitting here talking by myself, I tend to go, I'm about halfway across this row of bead stitches. I've got about half the blanket on one side of my legs and the other half on the other. This is the only thing that sucks about sitting on a chair like this, is the blankets fall down and I don't have anything to hold them up here like this. So they end up falling and then pulling and being annoying. Good morning, Jay. But would you really want videos of me just crocheting like this, though? I have to admit that, I don't know. I like hearing people talk while they're crocheting. So that's what I'm saying. I'd have to figure out how to. I love that. I love what you said, Sharon. I really do. And I do know that. Yep. Grammy Rita. I know, I need to get that darn pattern written up. It's like, for some reason, I wrote it up the other night on Monday night, but I realized as I was writing it up, I was forgetting things, and so I need to rewrite it, retype it up. I do have my shawl pattern written up. Not my shawl pattern, my poncho pattern. But I need to find someone that I know really well to test it before I put it out, because I don't want to just put it out. So you like the videos where they're just crocheting and not talking? I'd have to figure out how to put some music in there, though, without being like copyright striked or anything. Copyright struck. I know, I need to get those back patterns. I'm sorry, Grammy Rita. I'll get them. That'll be on my agenda for today, to get that written, get that typed up for you, so that Monique can test it for me, because she's going to be testing the blessings bag, and then I will put it out as soon as she's done testing it. So I know I can make the patterns and I know what I need to do, but I need somebody that isn't me to be able to look at the pattern and go, oh, and then see if they can make it the way I intended. I feel like I need to do one more. 2, 4, 6, 7. I have a pattern written down, but as I was writing it down for the blessings bag, like I said, I forgot to incorporate the areas of the decrease in my written patterns. I was like, just going along, writing it down. So I gotta, like I said, it's written down now with all my notes to fix the spots that I forgot. I just need to type it up and have it tested. Fran, you listen to my videos while you crochet. That's so cool. I mean, I kind of wish that I could get back into recording videos, but I don't know what to record, because I don't know. I do all my stuff on my lives, you know. I get all my talking out here. You love the bead stitch. I know, I do too. You got inspired by Frizzy. What did Frizzy inspire you to do? Oh, the Kraken? Are you going to make the Kraken for your dad? Like, the Monsters book by that same person looks doable. Looks way better. Looks way... how do I want to put this? Looks more doable for me than that dragon pattern. It's so funny every time Frizzy brings up that book, like shows it on her live. I'm like, no, not the book, not the book. Use whatever yarn you want, though. I mean, oh hey, look, I got another sale. Cha-ching! I wish there was a way I could set that up where you guys could hear it go cha-ching. Yeah, I really do like this pattern. BB, I'm the same way about the blankets in the round too. They just, for some reason, I feel like they take me a whole lot longer to accomplish than the side-to-side ones. I don't know why. Well, and I guess it all depends on how wide you make the side-to-side, because I will say that this bead stitch feels like it's taking me quite a while to get done. I've done 40 minutes and I still have, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that I keep bumping this. I have that far to go still. And I want to, part of me wants to finish the row, but then part of me wants to move on to, okay, now I can actually see my hands. I don't know what I did, but I can see it now. Kind of. You frog, hold on. A horse with a soccer shirt. You frog the under tentacles and am remaking it with the suckers done in my whimsy character blue. Oh, yeah, there you go. Our daughter laughed and declared she needs another table for the craft fairs when I told her all the new patterns wanted. You have really tank, no, it's a poncho. If you're asking me. Yay, thank you, Tank. Appreciate you. I feel like I can see myself now, but now I feel like you can't see it. Ugh. There. I folded the blanket up underneath so I can set it up higher because it's like down on my lap. This dark yarn is definitely making it harder to see, but you guys aren't getting a tutorial. You're just watching me. Oh, I just want to finish this row. I'm almost to the end of the row, so 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I guess my other worry about my pattern is my patterns is it having mistakes in it, and that's why the testing happens. But yes, what color did you choose? I said silver because of the fact that when you sink it in, because I'm pretty sure well, I don't know if my dragon had the sunken ones, because you can get the smaller ones where they sink in too, but because it sinks in and it also is going to be covered by that eyelet, it's going to be really dark inside there, so you want something that's going to pop. And I just figured the silver would really pop off of that kraken because you had a dark kraken color. That was my reasoning behind the color I picked. But the magenta was definitely, the lighter purple, the magenta, whatever, was definitely a good choice too. But I think the silver would be a lot brighter, but it's not my kraken, so you do you. You know the designer if you hit a wall. That's just it. I'm like, I don't want people to get mad at me, you know? Not that, I don't think you guys would, but I'm just saying, like, the random people out there that see it and go, ooh, I'm gonna try this, and then they're like, man, this is not a good pattern, you know? Just, those are things that go through my brain. I just being honest with you guys. And that's part of why I like doing my lives like this with you guys every morning, because it gives me a place to just kind of decompress, so to speak, I guess. Be able to talk things through with you guys about how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, just all the things, the highs and the lows. Yeah. That's what, well, yeah, it's one of those details you have time to decide, but once you go to stuff it and all that, you got to have that decision made. I don't know how many times I've wrapped it. Some of my bead stitches might be extra wrapped. Some of them might not be wrapped fully. I try to get it 4 wraps, and it's hard. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's right, Tank. You do ponchos too. I forgot about you doing ponchos. It's an easy one. It's actually the one I want to move on to after this. That's why I'm trying to hurry up and finish this. And I'm running out of yarn, so I'm hoping that I can get the 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm hoping I can get to the end of the row with what I have left. One, 2, 3, 4. See, when I can actually look down and see what I'm doing, I can work a lot faster. 2, 3. My fingers get out of the way. 1. So when I designed this pattern that I'm working on right now, I tried to make it where it was the same on both ends, but it's not. Hence why it has a 10-row repeat, because some of the same rows that you do in the pattern end up differently at the end of the rows because of how I worked it. 2, 3, 4. Meaning, like, on the next row after this, it's slightly different than the row before. So row 4 and row 9 are repeats of each other, but row 9 is a slight variation of row 4, if that makes sense. So it's like it's the same row, but because of how, I don't know, just it ended up working where I had to do 1 or 2 double crochets at the end instead of 1 or something like that. So see, this one I have to do 2 double crochets at the end, I think. Hold on. No, sorry, I still do 1 more bead stitch. And then it ends on a double. You're getting voting on my channel now, Frizzy. And Tank, that's actually funny that you say that. That is actually like an automatic thing with the digital content on Etsy. It has, like, it automatically puts that on the listing that if you have any problems with it, to contact the seller. So, well, it's not for her anyway. It's for your dad. So if it was for her, then I would be like, oh yeah, we got to take your opinion into consideration. So look, that's all I had left of that last one I was on. I made it. Okay, poncho time. Oh, let me put the hook back with the pattern, so that way. So here's a tweak that I'm going to make, I think, with the pattern. So on my poncho, well, and the only reason I think I'm going to make the tweak is because of how my yarn is working up with this poncho that I'm doing. So what I'm thinking about doing is in the pattern, putting in saying like, if you have a self-striping yarn that changes colors, that has long color changes, I would suggest not turning your work, because when you turn your work, it ends up going back on top of itself. And so by not turning your work, it will be less on top of itself, if that makes sense. So like right here, you can see my yarn keeps coming back on top of itself. It's still a really cool looking poncho or pattern, but I don't like how it's kind of like some colors are ending up on one side and not on the other. So I think I have this one written down, Tank, but thank you for reminding me. Let me double check. I think I have it written down in here. These are my patterns I have written down. The Blooming Blessings poncho, 5.5 millimeter. I have it written down. Thank you. Yeah, so that's just it. I'm trying to decide how I want to, if I want to add that note in there. I think I will add that note in there regardless. So, but then I would have to say, you know, you would have to work over this half double crochet like this instead of turning it and working over like right here, you know. So it's you know, the funny thing is it's doable, because I've actually not flipped it one round and I've flipped it other rounds because I keep forgetting that I want to not flip it. So one of my rounds I didn't flip it. It might be this one right here, this purple to blue. I think it's right here. But then I flipped it these couple rounds. So it's like, this camera, sorry I keep hitting it. You just let the colors flow. In this one, I'm using a DK. So what would you guys recommend? Should I keep, because I'm used to turning my work, but I don't know, this yarn just makes me want to not turn it. But it's doable, you know? So if I turn it, it's gonna, I mean, I can turn it this time because the colors actually stopped right here. But this yarn is so soft. I'm actually kind of excited to get this done so I can wear it. Right. So with this pattern, you can quite literally keep going in a circle or the same direction every time without turning it, or you can just turn it every round. Because I mean, essentially you are making a square. You're just, you know, leaving a head hole in the center open for your head. Yeah, this one I actually have to look down at to make sure I'm going between the stitches that I need to. Yeah, me too, baby. I forget to write down everything. So I'm trying to be better about that. Y'all, I actually came across my WiP list on my Excel spreadsheet or Google Sheets, and I actually got to mark off done, 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 done on a bunch of them. I was like, woohoo! This is nice. A couple of them I actually turned into one of them I turned into an infinity scarf. So I was able to say, I marked next to it saying turned into infinity scarf, and then I put done in the list, or next to it saying that it was done. So I need to go through and update that list. You would just let the colors well, that's what I want it to do, BB. But I'm just so used to turning my work after every round. Like, that's just like my thing. I like to turn after every round. So that's why I think with this pattern, because it really doesn't matter if you turn it or not, it still works up the same. I'm thinking of putting a note in saying, you know, at the beginning of the pattern saying, you know, this pattern can be done where you turn your work, where you can choose to turn your work or not. Say what, Frizzy? Splitting the what? You know, for the poncho, it really doesn't do anything, I don't think. But the whole reason for turning your work in the round for like squares and things is so your work doesn't lean and get like a twist to it. But if that's the way you want it. But there's apparently a way to do it where it doesn't do that. But some people just find it easier to turn their work and not have to deal with it. And then it looks the same on both sides, you know, because you know how stitches, they look different on the front than they do on the back. If you, by flipping it, it's reversible, so to speak. It is making hers less stripy and more pulling. Oh, are you saying that for me, it's pulling instead of striping? Yeah. That's why I think I want to stop turning it. Which I could totally do. I could start doing that, but I already turned on this round, so I'll just start not turning. The other thing is trying to explain how to get, so this right here is a cross stitch. Like trying to explain how to do that cross stitch, and then also coming back in the row I'm on now and inserting the twins in a stitch into it. Like, I'm having a hard time explaining that. I have it typed up in a way that I think makes sense, but I'm not sure. So that's why I need it tested. Because, like, I have discovered I like the cross stitch like this, where this is the first stitch on the front that you're seeing. Actually, no, that's the back stitch because I turned my work. So this is the back stitch. So I'm going to turn it this way so you can see it the way you work it. So you work your first stitch over here, and then you come behind the stitch and you do the second one right here back over here. And yeah, I don't know how to make that come out of my brain clearly. Right, take, that's what I'm like, I don't do anything simple. It's an easy pattern though. It is literally a 2-row repeat the entire way. You just repeat the cross stitch round and the twins in a stitch round the entire time. And what's helping me not be bored of this pattern is the color changes, because then it's like, ooh, there's a new color change. So it gives me the variety without necessarily having to change the stitch. So Tank, if you're up for it, I suppose we could try that. I think you did a pretty bang up job doing the other one, so I actually used your picture in my pattern for it. So I got 4 minutes. 4 minutos. So I need to take pictures of it, huh? Of what I'm doing. So I need to figure out what's a good yarn color that shows up on the camera really well. Because this has the variegated in it, I don't want to use this for pictures. I don't remember what's a good color. All right, I'm going to turn this camera off. I only got a few minutes. I'm going to turn it off because I want to do this and get it out of the way for a moment. This is DK. I think it's turning out okay with the colors, the way the colors are coming out. It's so soft. It has a little bit of a squish to it. In the 2 blankets that I was working on, those were both worsted weight. This is DK. This is Premier Bloom. And I don't know if this color is still available. I think this color might be discontinued. I'm not sure. This is Iris, y'all. I did not realize that. That is so cool that I ended up getting this. The Iris stitch is one of my favorite stitches too. Tank, do you need visuals on the stitches? Because I can take some pictures and add them to the pattern for you. If you need the pictures, the visuals, like I do. Otherwise, I can just send you the pattern because it's pretty much done. I just need to fix the... I'm going to put a note up here. Note. If using self-striping yarn and you don't want the colors to pull on top of themselves, do not turn after every round. Otherwise, turning after each round is really preference to each person creating the pattern. There, I put a note in with it explaining that. What I miss? I got yarn, so please write the pattern. TV. It's written. I just got to get it tested. It's the testing that has to be done. So you need to whip the whip on the testers, or the tester. I just can't remember what color works well on the camera. Like a light blue or green or something. Something where you can see the stitch, but it not get washed out and things. Your notes are old school. Well, here's the notebook. So this, let me show you the blessings bag. I wrote this down. This was funny. Like, I got done writing the pattern, and then I went, oh, crap. I need to write some extra notes because I forgot to add this in it. But these are my notes for the blessing bag. This is the pattern, and then you can see this line right here. I'm like, oh, no, I need to add notes in. And then I just turned the page, and I said, well, I'm just writing more notes on the back. So, oh. Oh, and then I wrote another note right here. Like, it's across 3 different pages. So, anyway, nothing too bright. Yep, I write down in pencil so I can erase. I love these notebooks. These are from Walmart. I took stickers and put it on this one because I don't like the way they look. But honestly, it don't really matter. So I'm just trying to figure out which one. I think this is going to be the book I write my patterns down in. And this is the one that I do like when I start projects and things on the ideas for the channel and stuff. But I do have some patterns in here, so I'm thinking I might rip them out. I have a couple patterns in here. I have my Cross the Twisted Plains, my Busy Bee, my Diamond Pop, and I have those in here. So I'm thinking about ripping them out and adding them to this one. But I don't like to do that because then I have that loose paper. So I'm like, So I might just leave those in here. And then, you know. Cami, I actually might convert over to these as my notebooks. These are happy planners, and they have these discs where you can try to find my notebook paper. So like I actually have dot grid paper in here. See, look, this is my triangle shawl. Like, I should just move all my patterns into here because this is my triangle shawl notes that I have out. It's on my Ko-Fi page. I'll get it over to my Etsy eventually. But yeah, like you can pull these out and put them in. And then I can reuse these covers. I actually have a new planner coming, so I just, for some reason, I like these. I like both of these. I like notebooks. It really just doesn't matter. I just love notebooks. Oh, you have to download. Oh, don't download TikTok. Well, if you don't want to, don't do it. A horse pattern. Hold on. I know I'm going to go over, and I'm already over here. I have a horse pattern that I have made for my daughter. It comes out, depending on how big you make it, or with the yarn and hook size. Mine only came out about 6 inches tall. Let me see if I can figure out. Dinosaur. I'm going dinosaur because it's on the person's webpage. I think it's this one. Yes. And she has a horse pattern. Okay. Patterns. Horse. And I can't remember what the name of the horse was either. Is it not on here anymore? So with the zebra, no, that's not it. The name was cute. I liked the name of it. And it's a free pattern. It looks like it might be under her free pattern. Poppy, no. Where's the horse at? Lila the llama. Oh, here it is. Haley the horse. All right. Found it. Okay, here is the horse pattern that I use to make. If it's not the what you want, that's totally fine. So here's the horse pattern that I did. And I used pretty much the same colors she did. So the horse came out very similar colors. All right, well, I gotta get off of here. I have had a great morning crocheting with you guys. I'll be back Monday morning, same time, same place, and we will pull out our next project from the jar. So between now and then, I gotta work my other fingerless glove thing here. I actually like how small, like because it's using a DK weight, I like the thinness of it. I gotta make another one, which it's the same yarn I used to start the poncho, so I'm gonna have to pull from my other one to make the other mitt. So, oh boy, interesting, Frizzy. That sounds interesting. Cute. Okay, sure. It's what you just described reminds me of those. Are they called Labubus or whatever they're called? Like with the scary faces on their face. I'm like, that's just like creepy dolls vibes. All right, don't forget, guys. Monday morning, same time, same place, and you are all somebody to somebody, and you are loved. I will see you Monday. Have a great weekend, guys.